I'm going to be showing you how to feed critical care today. I thought I'd start with showing you the products that you really do need to have one of these in your freezer all the time when you get a guinea pig. There are two different products on the market. One is critical care, one is Syringe guinea pig recovery food. Both of these are very good foods. Both of them are very good products. Get a guinea pig, adopt it, buy it, get online and order one of these products. It is so important that you have a food type product available. If your guinea pig gets sick, you don't have time to go around to veterinarians and find it. You need to have it there when the guinea pig needs it. It's very important for guinea pigs. What I do is I keep it in the freezer and I don't care if it's expired. The only thing that would really make a difference if one of these foods is expired is maybe the vitamin C has dissipated. So that's an easy fix. You take your liquid vitamin C and add a little bit of vitamin C to it when you mix it so that you don't have that concern. I know a lot of people will avoid buying it because they'll think, oh, I just throw the bag away when it's expired. You don't need to do that. This is the size syringe that you need. You need a 10 ml syringe. I know a lot of people try to feed the critical care or the support foods with these small syringes. It really just does not work. You can't load it. You're not going to know exactly how much you have in there. You just really need to do this. I have my product mixed up here. You can see that it's like a loose mashed potato kind of thing. It will drip a little bit. You need this size of a syringe. Now, a popsicle stick is good for this. I happen to have my fancy little butter smear knife from Sweden that I use just because it's nice to have nice things when you're doing something like this as often as I am. So, you know, do whatever you can to make what you have to do in life a little bit more fun. So I use my little butter spreader from Sweden for my critical care. So just keep filling it till you see it squish down to the end. It's not too hard if you have your consistency right. When you get it down there, insert your end. I wipe it off because I don't like to get too much stuff all over me, but when you're feeding a guinea pig, you end up getting it all over you anyway. Next thing I'm going to do is get his medications ready. This is the probiotic that I use. I use a human probiotic that I mix in watered carrot juice. I do that because I usually have, a couple of guinea pigs on probiotics, and using the Benny back when I have so many on probiotics is just a little expensive. So next, the medication. Note that the ends of these have been cut off for the syringe to go into. I just hate dipping a syringe down into a bottle of medication. I think it contaminates it. You must also take your syringes apart and wash them after every time that you give a guinea pig medication. I know a lot of you are out there saying, why is she telling us that? Of course we do that. You'd be surprised how many people I see not washing their syringes and putting them back in a medicine bottle. It doesn't matter if it's an antibiotic. If you put a swamp of bacteria in it from an unhygienic syringe, you're going to have a swamp of bacteria in the bottle, and the medication isn't going to do your guinea pig any good. So another thing that I'm going to do while I'm syringe feeding him is I'm going to be giving him some watered carrot juice. You do not want to use a lot of the carrot juice. It has a lot of sugar in it. I do use it in spite of the fact that it has the sugar in it because they really like it. And if you give them something they really like, they will take it more easily. So as you can see, I'm putting quite a bit of water in there to a little bit of the carrot juice. I'd say it was probably maybe 1 part to 8, something like that, but it's enough to make them happy, and that's what's important when you're trying to get as much liquid as you can get into your guinea pig. Before I bring Shortstop in, I wanted to show you his food bowl. If you'll note down in here, the food has been ground up like sawdust. This is an indication that Shortstop really is not chewing and swallowing his food. We suspect that along with the bilateral pneumonia, he probably does have some issues with his teeth. However, until we get the pneumonia cleared, we can't even consider addressing that Usually when a guinea pig has a head tilt as severely as his head tilt is, we would under no circumstances ever consider putting a guinea pig under a general anesthetic. They don't do well. However, if his teeth are overgrowing, he's not going to survive with that condition either. So we need to clear his pneumonia, and in a couple of weeks we're going to have to address this. But you can see this is one of his little poops, not a piece of food. Those of you that understand guinea pigs, you can see how dry this is. That means that even though he's at his water bottle a lot, he's not really consuming the water. So we need to be giving him some liquids also so that he stays hydrated. He's going to be a complicated little guinea pig to make well, but we're going to give it our best shot. We're going to do everything we can. Okay, here's our boy. It's very hard to put him down. He kind of struggles and fights it because of his severe head tilt. So you have to be really sure, the head tilt pig, that you have firm hands on them when you go to set them down, because you don't want them falling on their back and flailing and hurting themselves.
Turn him so you can see.
So here's the boy. He knows what's coming, and I can guarantee you that he's very happy. Let's get these syringes over here. There we go. Yeah, he's going to pick it up himself. He's not going to wait for me. Okay, buddy, here we go. Okay, I'm not going to give him that antibiotic yet. I'm going to get a little bit of this into his tummy. Now, he takes it for me okay, but he doesn't like this as much as he likes the liquids out of the syringe. So as you can see, he really does like the water with a little bit of carrot juice in it. So it's making it very easy for me to keep him hydrated. Yeah, I know. And note the angle of the syringe going down his little throat. You don't want to squirt it up. If you squirt it up, then it's going to bounce off the roof of their mouth and come right back out. You have to try to get that angle going down. They can make it very difficult for you to do that. It's especially difficult with his little head tilt and him being over so far. Okay, now that I have a little bit of the food in him, I am going to go ahead and give him this antibiotic, the Baytril. And I do know that a lot of people say that you should give it to them on an empty stomach. I know how bad it hurts my stomach when I take an antibiotic on an empty stomach, and I just try to treat them the same way that I would treat myself, and that is not to have it be on an empty stomach, especially since they're so prone to bloat and other things. Anyway, I just don't see, the sense in doing that. Give me that. Give it to me. Give it to me. This boy is just shredding my little syringes. I've never seen a guinea pig chew them quite like he is. I've also found if at the end you give your syringe a little twist when you pull it out, that it tends to wipe a lot of the product that's gotten around the tip of the syringe, wipe it off in their mouths. So that's kind of a helpful little technique thing that you might want to think about if you're syringe feeding. This little fellow is so cooperative. He's actually been a pleasure to give the critical care medications to, because he's so invested in eating it himself that he does it pretty quickly. Some guinea pigs, if they're not feeling well, it can take a long time to get over the feeding process. I mean, I've sat here with some guinea pigs for an hour for one syringe, and that's tedious. But he's been doing it really quickly. We'll check on him in a couple weeks after we've had a chance to hopefully clear this pneumonia, and see how things are going, see if he does in fact have a tooth issue, and I'll keep you all up to date. We're going to do everything we can and not give up on this guy, because he's not giving up on himself, and that's what we do at MGPR. We don't give up on them until they give up on themselves.